her hacking, but the video before that, she said, I knew you were cheating.
Ooh.
What is it? Hardpoint? Okay, let's just make sure we rotate early. I think the last one.
Alright guys, it's finally time. Y'all have been asking forever and I kept postponing it for like the past 2 months, but you know what? I'm finally gonna do it. I'm finally gonna show y'all my settings because Rebirth is coming out tomorrow. I figured I should go ahead and make my settings video so you guys have the best settings for Rebirth Island when it comes out. So you guys want to run around with the new sniper that comes out, you know what I'm saying? You can have good movement and you can have good aim. So if I sound tired, that's what's up. It's late. I'm ready to go to sleep. But you know what? I'm gonna make this video anyways. All right. Let's just get right into my settings. All right. The reason I never gave my DPI sooner is because I honestly didn't even know what it was for the longest time. And what I had to do to figure it out was download the app that came with my mouse, right? And here we got it right here. This is my DPI right here. I play at 1100 DPI and 1310 sensitivity. And then my ADS sensitivity multiplier is just even, set 1. ADS multiplier focus is 1. ADS sensitivity type relative. Monitor distance coefficient 1.33. Mouse acceleration 0. Mouse filtering 0. Smoothing off. Wheel delay. Honestly, if you want to get faster YYs, since Rebirth is coming out, I know you're all going to be trying to go crazy with the YYs and stuff. If you want faster YYs, you can literally turn the mouse wheel delay down like by an insane amount. And basically, all it's going to do is make it so you can YY faster. Because I see people saying like you macro and stuff. I don't, like, there's no macros. That's it right there. You just go to that one single setting and change that from whatever it was. The default is 250, I think. Mine, I keep it at 80. That's just what I prefer it as. But everyone thinks you macro because you can YY like this. Look, I'm not macroing. I don't use a YY macro. I don't use a silent shot macro. You just gotta look through your settings, bro. Where I like it. This is where I like it. I like it 80. I like it 80 because then I don't accidentally switch to the wrong weapon. And I don't want to accidentally scroll one too many times and it goes back to my knife when I'm trying to aim. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like 80 is like really balanced. I'm gonna just go through my keybinds for y'all. So a lot of y'all just wonder how I silent shot, right? And you'll see in a second how I do that. There's no macros. I don't use no macros for anything. No YY, no silent shot macros, no trick shotting macros, nothing, no scripts, nothing. Everything is default until we get to this stuff right here. All right. I don't use change stance, slide, dive. I turn that off, put it on crouch slide. That way when I'm sliding, there isn't that delay. That's good for movement right there. You have this on change stance, slide, dive, then basically it's gonna have like a 0.50 second timer. If you hold it, then it's not gonna slide and it's gonna die for you. But if you want to get rid of that delay, you just change that to crouch and slide. Interact, I use E. Everything over here default till we get to the next weapon. All right, this stuff is when it gets important because you need to have your next weapon and your first weapon keybind set, right? So I use next weapon. I'm gonna just use scroll wheel up. If I go over here to combat advanced, then you can see previous weapon. All right, you're gonna see it's set to L. That's kind of weird, right? If you go over here and check out my mouse and I go over here, you'll see that 6 is one of my side buttons. My 6 is bound to the L button. My 2 side buttons are gonna be how I silent shot. So we got 7 right here. That set is these whatever. I'm gonna use that for my lethal equipment, and that right there is my mouse back side button, and that's how I pull out the knife. And then 6, which is bound to L, that's how I switch to previous weapon. So that way you can get like, if you can infinitely press it and it's always going to switch. This is very important. You want next weapon to be bound to either up or down on this, and then you want your silent shotting keybind to always be bound to either previous weapon or next weapon, one or the other. And you'll also see that another secondary previous weapon is bottom scroll wheel, and you'll notice right here I have switched to first weapon. The reason I have that is because when I'm YYing, sometimes I might, not count correctly, and it might end up being on my knife. So if you want to go right from a YY into your shooting, but you want to make sure you don't accidentally like swing your knife, then you want to have a bound button to switch to your first weapon. That way when you get done with the YY, all you have to do is click this once, and you can always be sure that it's going to switch to your sniper. That is also very important right there. All right, next thing, weapon inspect, I use 1. That might be confusing right there because it says right, and once again I use this software right here. If I don't bind it to a keyboard button, the mouse does not give any signal on its own. If I go to add a keybind and I just press one of the buttons on the mouse by default, literally nothing happens unless I go over here and I bind the side buttons to a keyboard button. If you have like a normal mouse, you won't have to do that. You can just bind it to your side buttons. I know it makes it very confusing. I'm sorry. But anyway, so we got that one. The melee is the front mouse button for me. Yeah, lethal equipment, we're gonna get that one. Tac equipment, I use X just because it's like conveniently right beside like where I slide. Like my slide is C. I know it's also very weird. I know I have very weird keybinds. My field upgrade tab, armor plate, drop item, 4 scoreboard. So those right there is like mainly what you need when you want to be hitting clips and stuff. And also for silent shotting, it just makes it really easy to have it is your mouse side buttons. It just makes it very smooth motion. You can just do it with your thumb. And then the last bit of my settings, since Rebirth is coming out, too, I can be slack canceling like crazy, YYing around Rebirth Island, you know what I'm saying? So my crouch behavior toggle, prone behavior toggle, automatic sprint. I have it on attack sprint, obviously. Everybody knows that. This for whatever reason keeps turning off. You want that on. Slide maintain sprint. You want that on. It makes you easily go from slide cancel to slide cancel, and there's no delay, and you don't feel like you get stuck or you get dead slides as much. Attack sprint behavior, single tap sprint, close backpack on sprint. Yes. Walk behavior hold. Automatic airborne mantle. I use partial, and I have the automatic ground mantle hang off. And the reason, once again, you don't want to like accidentally start climbing something when you're in a gunfight, and I feel like you're going to be experiencing that a lot tomorrow when Rebirth comes out. You really want to have that like movement down. You know, you don't want to be accidentally climbing things when you're in gunfights, you know, bunny hopping or whatever. So I keep that off, and I keep this one on partial. The grounded mantle though, I do keep that on. I just love to be able to just hold down my jump stand mantle button. You don't have to click it, you just hold it and it climbs up things for you very quickly. The slide dive activation, I use independent. All right, now obviously for silent shotting, you want the equipment behavior on hold. You don't want this on toggle, because then when you're trying to silent shot, it's just gonna automatically throw your knife or whatever. You want this on hold. I use my attack stance as ADS plus melee, which I believe is default. Now another thing you're gonna want is weapon switch wraparound. Yes, you want that on. That way when you're switching to your next weapon or your previous weapon, it doesn't just stop. It'll just keep going from weapon to weapon. It'll just keep cycling through them when you're YYing. Sprint cancels reload. You definitely want that on when you're in a gunfight and you run out of ammo. You don't want the game just stopping you and you just get stuck there in a reload animation. You want to just be able to sprint right out of it. And I feel like that's it for all of the movement settings, aiming settings, and keybinds. I think I covered everything that you really need. I've been saying I was gonna make this for like 2 months. I'm sorry it took me so long. You know what? Finally did it right before Rebirth 2, so you guys can be out there hitting clips like crazy in Rebirth. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment below if I missed anything, you guys were missing out on anything, and I forgot to cover it. It is very possible because I'm very tired, and it's very possible I may have left something out. I believe I got all my keybinds covered. Like I said, the ones I didn't cover were just default keybinds. Yeah, I think I'm gonna log off for the night and get my beauty sleep so I can hop on Rebirth Island as soon as it drops tomorrow. I'm gonna be streaming it on Kick if you want to come over and watch me, and I think I'll also be streaming it on YouTube Shorts. I'm not sure. I gotta set that up, make sure I can stream to both platforms very fluidly, while also having all of my frames intact, because Call of Duty loves to eat my frames. It just loves to eat my frames for no reason. But if y'all want to check out the stream tomorrow, go ahead and stop by. But yeah, I hope this video helped you guys. Leave a like if it did. Let me know in the comments below, and enjoy the rest of the video.
Hey. Let's
Oh. But the video before that, she said, I knew you were cheating.
Ooh.
Right? Whitebeard's crew, right? So here's Watson.
Money's not an issue, so. It's 2 right side.
Oh. Oh. I got the perfect POV too.
No!
Bro, I need a heal.
You're disgusting.
Thank you. GG's. Very relatable.
You're using the swarm, bro. You know what those people are. Bro, imagine being finessed that bad.
Ooh, I like that.
Nice. Okay,
Thank you.
Left. Ooh.
Alright.
Levi.
Alright, bro. What happened?
Still grinding for it?
Well, he's grinding for it. Oh my god, why are you all watching me? Why'd I just hit a triple on you?
Nice.
Oh my. They have tracker.
What was this guy doing?
What?
No way he's in our spawn.